Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. Now that the city of Swift Current has signed an agreement with Fire Marquee Incorporated, every time the fire department attends a fire in the city, a check covering the fee for service will then be reimbursed to the fire department. A Saskatchewan fundraising tradition will hit the television airwaves this coming weekend with the 38th annual Kinsmen Telemiracle. And following the extravaganza kickoff last month, the next big event is the homecoming weekend in June, coinciding with Frontier Days at Kinetic Exhibition Park. Thanks for joining us here today. The Swift Current Fire Department has signed a new agreement that will help it recoup its costs for local fire protection services. Fire departments across Canada, such as the city of Swift Current, generally charge a fee for their services outside of their municipal boundaries. However, cannot do so within their service area, as these hourly costs are covered through taxation. Now, through a recent consultation with the North Battleford Fire Department, Swift Current's fire chief has become aware of a way to recoup these fire service costs through insurance policies.
The insurance policies on most homes and businesses have a clause in it that says the insurance will pay the coverage for the cost of firefighting, and if there is a fire. And in the past, we've always believed we couldn't claim that, but we have found a way to get that money. There's a company out of Ontario that's doing that quite successfully. They've now moved into Alberta and Saskatchewan, and they've signed on with Moose Jaw, North Battleford, and now ourselves. And they are being successful in claiming money for fighting fires in the province. So that's good news for our taxpayers and for our citizens that the insurance companies are paying the cost of doing business.
Now that the city of Swift Current has signed an agreement with Fire Marquee Incorporated, every time the fire department attends a fire in the city, paperwork outlining the hours on the scene will then be sent to the insurance company covering the property owner. A check covering the fee for service will then be reimbursed to the fire department, with no deductible to the property owner. These dollars will then be compiled in a reserve fund for the Swift Current Fire Department, which must be allocated to fire prevention, fire department training, or the purchase of equipment. Pilon explains the possible dollar amount over time.
Right now, our fee will be based on the same rate that SGI pays for vehicle accident response. So I think it just went up. It's about $850, $900 an hour, somewhere in that range. So we'll keep it the same rate that they have. Basically, we might get $4,000 or $5,000 for a fire. So it's not a lot of money, but it could be $20,000 to $50,000 a year. You take that over 5 years, you've now got $100,000 maybe or more that's available for a new fire truck that costs $500,000. So yeah, it's good business as far as I'm concerned to see it put away that way.
And as the city of Swift Current is one of the lowest records of property fires in the province year over year, filling the reserve fund may take several years. However, will be well used when necessary. Telemiracle is set for March 1st and 2nd, and the Swift Current Kinsmen Club is back on the streets with an annual fundraiser. A Saskatchewan fundraising tradition will hit the television airwaves this coming weekend with the 38th annual Kinsmen Telemiracle. The 20-hour telethon broadcast live from Regina will raise funds to assist Saskatchewan residents with a range of needs. Leading up to the telethon, a number of local fundraising activities are taking place. Over the past several years, the Swift Current Kinsmen have been raising money through their Ugly Car promotion. And now they're back this year with a new and improved idea.
What we've got is the Ugly Chair. It's just a little bit easier and you don't have to secure a trailer. You can just pop it in the back of somebody's truck and a couple of guys can go out and go knocking on some doors. The couch is the same idea as the car. It just took a good evening of decorating this thing and we just mounted it on some pallets, and it's the same idea. It's just as ugly.
Along with the fun that the local Kinsmen have going out night after night with the Ugly Chair promotion, comes the reality of why it's important for everyone to make a donation to Telemiracle.
It's important because it just helps people in need. The money gets sent out to different people who have special needs, needing, anything from mobility equipment to additions to, ways to get around their own home, just improvements to their lives, people with special needs.
Donations of any size will be graciously accepted by the local Kinsmen Club, and you can do so by contacting any Swift Current Kinsmen member. Telemiracle 38 is set for March 1st and 2nd, and you're encouraged to ring those phones from 9 p.m. Saturday through Sunday afternoon at 5. Well, if you're between the ages of 16 and 21, the Swift Current Ag and X is encouraging you to enter a local contest. We have more in this report. 2014 is Swift Current's centennial year, and following the extravaganza kickoff last month, the next big event is the homecoming weekend in June, coinciding with Frontier Days at Kinetic Exhibition Park. A full weekend of fun for all ages.
The theme is Saddle Up for the Ride of a Century, and it's going to be a ride. It's going to be a very exciting event. We have a number of new things happening within Frontier Days. We are also connecting with the city of Swift Current, and there's going to be things happening in downtown. So when you're tired of the fair and the rodeo and everything that's going on out there, you can also hit the park and hit some walking trails and that sort of thing that are being planned for downtown.
Bells adds that the Ag and X is also looking for a Frontier Days ambassador to visit the various events, a concept which stems back from past Frontier Days exhibitions.
And in 1930 it was the queen of the rodeo, and then it became the Frontier Days Rodeo Queen. And we decided that with Kathy Jennings and I, we were talking, and she wanted to do some kind of a queen or a fashion show that would happen, and we decided to coincide it with Frontier Days and the centennial. So that's how it all began, and we are inviting the youth, and this is girls and guys, between the ages of 16 and 21 to come on in and get an application, and there's a few little qualifications that are mentioned in there, and check it out and become our Frontier Days ambassador along with the homecoming.
A deadline for nominations is set for April the 4th, with the crowning of the Frontier Days ambassador on June the 7th. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.